So during the team building, how do you make sure the extroverts don't dominate it and make sure the introverts are like included, sort of, kind of?
Oh, you've got to make sure the entire room is included in so many different ways. It depends on, there's a couple different structures that I've used depending upon the size of the group. But with smaller groups, you have to scale based on how people are comfortable. In other words, like you said, I'm an introvert, so I may not want to talk to the group. Great. So even if there's like 10 or 12 people, that person is going to want to stand up and talk. However, they might be willing to talk to the person next to them. So if we're willing to do a 2-person thing where they can talk to the other person and now they're starting to feel more comfortable in that, great. And then maybe that 2-person group turns into a 4-person group where they talk about something. And then one person from that group, doesn't have to be the introvert, can stand up and go, yeah, this is what we talked about. Great. It's allowing people to get involved with the level that they feel comfortable with. Because the minute I push them too far out of their comfort zone, they're going to freak out.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
No.
That's antithetical to what you're trying to do.
Has this ever happened, or how have you dealt with this, right? So like, suppose you're doing a workshop. After 5 minutes, you're like, okay, this is not working. Like, you keep pushing through the workshop, even though you know it's not working, or you like kind of like have a backup plan with, okay, let's switch this up.
Oh, backup plan, 100%. I've had ones actually before. I remember in San Francisco working with a group, and at the end, like, we got about maybe 2/3 of the way through, and I'm like, this is just, there's something not clicking, and I had to just stop and go, okay, what's going to be most helpful for you? And the group was really honest about, we don't get a chance to actually talk to each other that much. So what would be really helpful is we could just share kind of best practices of how we deal with these clients. I'm like, wonderful. And so then at that point, it's like, great. So I'm going to put you together in groups of 4. Have you 4 work together with this? Great. Wonderful. Let's see. Like, you just pivot, because I think a lot of times in training too, people think with this workshop or something has something to do with me. It doesn't have anything to do with me. If I'm here to do team building, then it's about the team. It's not about me. So I got to let go of whatever my desire is, or whatever the objectives are, or even whatever the plan was, the curriculum, and go, okay, let's pivot. You need this. Let's do it.
And like, how do you know a workshop's a success? Is this a feeling you get? Someone gives you a grade, or how does that work out?
Yeah, it is a little bit of the feeling you get. And at the end, I like to ask people, like, what are you taking away from this? So that you can actually get people going, like, oh, okay. If I'm thinking back over the 2-3 hours that I've been here, this is what I'm synthesizing. This is what I'm taking away. And those moments, I think, are really, well, to be honest, they're helpful for me, because then I have to learn, how did this experience filter through that individual? What are they taking away from it that they're actually getting? So I get to learn of like what worked or what didn't work. And that also helps me then to know, did this hit the mark? Did it not hit the mark? Did we actually accomplish what we're trying to do?